to Lynx River Talk. We're here to discuss with you Season 1, Episode 15, Southern Comfort. But first, we have a very special character introduction.
Nevada, played by none other than Adam Beach, AB.
So we start off, I guess we'll move on to the summer. Sorry. So we'll start off with Lois is trying to buy food at Jerry's store, obviously, and Jerry's refusing. Teevee had pulled the plug on the freezer, and because of that, all of the food in there was lost, so it cost a lot of money of damage. So he's like, no, not until that's paid for.
Yeah, he won't give her credit.
Yeah, because she's not getting paid till next week or the end of the week or something like that. And Harris just is like, pack up the bags, Cher. Handing over.
Yeah, and then Jerry wants to know if it's band money, and Harris says, you know, mind your own business, it's my money. So.
That was a very nice moment. Lois is obviously trying to buy food for the family, and she's like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
So then Eric and Sarah, they're trying to figure out where they're going to go for vacation. And Sarah wants somewhere cold. Eric wants somewhere hot.
Well, yeah, Eric.
Beach,
Eric's really wanting for like beachy, sandy, he's really gunning for the beach, and Sarah's like.
And I bet you ladies would have liked that if Eric went to the beach. So.
Alright. I prefer you in a Speedo, not Sarah. So yeah.
Okay, I'm grossed.
Michelle gossips with Eric and Sarah over what had happened at the store as she was with Lois trying to get Jerry to let Lois buy food.
Yeah.
And then we've got
Bertha giving it to Teevee in her traditional fashion. Bertha isn't fooled by all Teevee's games and stuff.
I think this is the first that we really see Lori as Bertha, like actually, you know, getting a larger speaking role.
Yeah, it's hard for me to remember exactly. But
either way,
right.
it's rare in this season where you get to see a whole lot of Bertha. So it was nice to kind of you got to really see her personality shine through to like fire at Teevee there.
Yeah, and Teevee's obviously a little mad, and he takes it out on Joey and pushes him in the snow. But Bertha's basically telling him, you know.
It's your fault.
It's your fault that, you know, she had to borrow money from Harris because you pulled the plug on the freezer, dummy.
Yeah, and who has to pay for it? It's not nobody has to pay for it. It's Lois who ends up having to pay for it. Like she's constantly so broke and having to owe credit, all pretty much because of Teevee, constantly.
So then Lois tells the kid she's inviting Harris for dinner, and Teevee's obviously upset about that.
Yeah, he gets pretty like both Marie's really upset too. Teevee gets like really mouthy though and in her face, and she smacks him.
Yeah, he says that he doesn't want people thinking that she's putting out for him. And she's like, "Don't talk to me like that," and slaps him. So then. Joey and Teevee talk about running away.
Joey can't go though. He has a broom ball game next week. Yeah. So he can't miss it.
Otherwise.
Otherwise he'd be going with Teevee.
But yeah, and then he says, you know, Teevee says, you still got the money you're saving for the leather jacket. And Joey's like, oh man. And so basically he's got like, you know. You can see the pressure being put on.
Yeah, and then Eric and Michelle questioned Joey about Teevee, and they find out everything.
Yeah, because Lois was like, you know, she's sure Teevee's gone. Eric's like, yeah, whatever. He takes off all the time. Doesn't believe he's gone on the plane because he didn't have any money. Well, they found out he had money from Joey, and they find out where he's going.
So then we see this beautiful little blossoming in Harris and Lois's relationship. So he comes and talks to Lois kind of about Teevee, you know, sorry for everything that's going on, sorry for my part in it. And she invites him for tea, and then there's this little Elsie look.
Yeah, Elsie kind of raises her eyebrows like, oh, something's going on here. So then Teevee gets into Vancouver. The first thing he does is he calls Leslie from a previous episode because she had told him to look her up once he gets there. And when he tries to call her...
You mean like last episode?
Yeah, sorry. So, yeah. Sorry, I got a bad memory again.
That's usually me.
So he tries to call her and puts down his bag, and lo and behold, someone steals his bag within like 20 seconds of him being in the airport.
Did we even get 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Harris tries to get Peter to really help out Lois more. He's really pushing for it. And Peter's kind of like, why are you so gung-ho on Lois? So
and then his opinion is, we take care of Lois just fine.
Yeah.
So, then we got, Teevee arrives at Leslie's place because he couldn't get her on the phone.
So. And she's waiting to see him with open arms. She comes running.
Nope, it's actually her boyfriend that answers the door, which is very awkward for Teevee.
Yes.
He's a big, handsome guy too, so, obviously much older than Teevee. And so he basically asks for Leslie. Leslie comes to the door and has to get rid of him
and there's that awkward exchange, and then they shut the door, and Teevee doesn't even take a step away, and she doesn't even take a step away from the door. Like, this was very low class what she did. She as soon as she just makes a really rude comment, like, I didn't think he would show up. It's like, okay, well, then maybe you shouldn't have given him your address, honey.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought he would have shown up either, but I wouldn't have given a creepy little kid who wants to get in my pants my address. But
But then as he's walking away, we get another little kind of hint as to Leslie's tendencies as her man says to her, "Are you collecting lost puppies again?"
Yeah.
So we kind of think maybe this has happened in the past. I don't know.
She likes to give her address to random people a lot, it seems, if they're randomly showing up on her door and her boyfriend's used to it. So yeah, and then we've got actually the guy at the motel is kind of helpful to Teevee. He's pretty much like, Teevee realizes he can't afford to go there. He's like, well, you could go to a hostel, but most likely that jacket's going to be taken. Your best bet is the bus terminal.
Yeah.
So he does still help him, try to find a place to sleep for free for no reason at all. So it was.
Yeah.
For the other the other people in this town seem like kind of.
Yeah, he's trying to stop him from getting robbed, obviously, which is a nice thing. He doesn't have to care about him. So then,
Sarah tells Michelle and Eric that Teevee is in Vancouver.
Yes. So then, yeah, basically.
Eric's like, he'll never make it there. Well, she's like, he just did. He was just at Leslie a few hours ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so we get a little bit of inside information, back from Vancouver as to where he's at. So Teevee basically gets kicked off the bench in the bus station. He ends up in this really crappy public bathroom.
So he enjoys the comforts of his lovely bedroom suite, which is a nasty bathroom stall that for some reason has walls and doors that go all the way to the ground. So he's got complete privacy, and he doesn't have to worry about anybody coming in while he's sleeping.
Yeah, but so.
Not the nicest place though.
So then he comes out of the stall in the morning, and we see Nevada there. He's rolling a cigarette, kind of staring at Teevee, and he says, what are you looking at? Or sorry, he says, "You want something?" or something like that, and Nevada says, "No."
And we get Teevee's nickname, Snowman. Yeah. And then we get one of my favorite lines from Adam Beach, Nevada. He's like, "What's your name?" Snowman. He's like, Teevee. He's like, "What's that stand for? Transvestite?" It's like one of my favorite lines. It's just this hilarious play, especially since Nevada's hugely this cool guy, so it was even funnier because Teevee just wants to impress him still.
So then Eric heads to Vancouver after Elsie asks him, and it's obviously a very nice thing for him to do.
And Sarah is very obviously annoyed.
Yeah, she isn't real happy with him helping out here. She's thinking of her vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So then Peter and Michelle argue over Lois and Harris.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious that Peter has a problem with Lois and Harris.
And Michelle's pretty much version is, why is it any of your business? Why is it any of our business? I mean, Harris may not be the best guy, but he doesn't beat her up, and he takes care of her. He's willing to take care of her and treat her properly. So
yeah,
Michelle's like, perfect.
Yeah, she mentions that Billy Tenya.
Yes, so we find out Teevee's dad's name. This is the first time we actually get a confirmation.
So we find out that he beat Lois from Michelle, and that her previous boyfriend, who was a trapper, stole her welfare check.
I thought she said truck driver.
Nope, trapper.
Okay, but yeah, both of those guys were obviously not the greatest. So Michelle's just like...
Yeah, regardless of the guy's profession, he wasn't a good guy.
Okay. So then Nevada is trying to teach Teevee the ways of the street. So the car pulls up and Teevee runs away. He's not ready for it. It is...
propositioned by an older male, which is what Nevada does, obviously, to make money on the street.
Yeah, and it was definitely, though, very powerful episode where we get this insight into Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
So we hear Nevada clucking at Teevee, and then, don't worry, Snowman, I got enough for both of us. And, I mean, it doesn't show anything, and it's obvious that it happens, but you know that he obviously performed tricks to get that money, so... to me, it was just a really good scene. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a powerful scene previously where you see Teevee running away. It's kind of, this is his real introduction as to what it takes to survive on the streets when you don't have any prospects for employment or anything.
This whole episode was just, whew.
So then we got Harris and Lois at dinner. Harris, we get a little bit of talk from him about his previous relationship, which contained kids as well.
In general, we haven't known much about. So.
No, yeah, we haven't heard anything about Harris's past yet.
Yeah, well, he had a girl that he really liked who had kids, and the daughter pretty much ruined the relationship to the point where, like, she took off, the other kids got taken away, and the mother was so badly broken inside of herself, she was never the same.
Yeah, so it's kind of a sad story.
And that's how, and right after he left, it came to Lynx River, so that's how he came there.
So then we got Harris comforting Lois, singing to her, big kiss.
It was beautiful.
And then Elsie coughs. And they're kind of like, it kind of reminds you like that, in a two-person cabin at Lynx River, you don't have a lot of privacy. Or two family, I guess.
But that doesn't stop the kissing for long. And then Eric and Sunny do a drug bust. So Sunny is this kind of stuck-up, asshole-ish guy that Eric used to work with at the, I don't know, I was going to say it's still detachment, right? Okay,
yeah, he's his ex-partner from Vancouver.
I thought his partner died.
Well, I think that we kind of get some insight into the fact that Sunny was his partner at some point. I don't know. Okay. I think
that's what I
Eric's
thought too.
Undercover partner on his last assignment got killed.
That was.
But I think he also, was partners with Sunny at some point.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Well, either way, they obviously work very closely together, and they do seem to have like a huge history. So yeah, So from there, it's kind of weird. We've got then Jerry and Harris kind of talk, and Jerry's remarks are kind of, surprising.
Yeah, he says he refers to Aboriginal people as these people or something like that. Like, it's just not, it's a very condescending, racist tone he has.
Yeah, it's like, she's a nice girl, but...
Yeah. And it,
It's like,
it's
not good
kind of, you
enough.
kind of wonder maybe there's a bit of jealousy there. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know, but
I
either
think
way,
that could totally be it. Like, remember, Jerry's hugely on the NWT because I think he's
He's
constantly.
lonely.
I think he's constantly like feeling that. But anyways, I guess we'll find out. So yeah, Sunny offers Eric a job.
Yep. Sonny misses Eric. It's
Yeah,
obvious.
so it's on like this pretty big team, and they're gonna do. It seems like that the bus that Eric was doing, and it failed or whatever. It seems like they're gonna go back and try to bus those same people, and he wants Eric back on.
Yeah.
So I don't like that's one of the reasons why Eric left. So I don't know why that would be a reason for him to come back, but.
I think well, I think Sonny's trying to appeal to him by saying, you could tie up loose ends on this and, maybe get some closure for your dead partner. I don't
True.
know. So, Michelle calls Eric, with some news. Willie lost Sam's axe. That's a big problem. So
Michelle has to organize a search party.
Yeah, that's big news in Lynx River. So, Teevee,
Teevee distracts while Nevada and friends jump an old lady.
he
Now,
runs interference, yeah.
Now Teevee didn't actually know like what was going on. He was just supposed to kind of. Nevada's just told him to go like ask for money. But Nevada had a different idea in place, and he kind of just had used Teevee to put it in place. And they jumped up and beat her up, and they take off with the purse, and Teevee stays and kind of helps her out. But then the police come, and he kind of takes off, and they arrest him.
Yeah, taking off wasn't a good move because it made him look more like part of the offending parties. But he was scared, right? He thought he was getting busted. So
yeah.
So,
which is funny because he's like literally like just put like his coat under the lady's head, and they're like yelling at him like.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think he's doing? Like, it doesn't look like he's bashing her head into the pavement. It completely looks like he's helping her out, no question at all.
They must have just looked quick and not exactly seen what was happening. But either way, they misunderstood the situation. So then Eric...
Or maybe they were they came so close, maybe they were nearby and they actually saw, so they thought he was part of it. I don't know. Sorry.
Well, I think they were just standing there when they saw it. But either way, so then we got... Teevee goes to jail, and then Eric comes and visits him, and of all people, it's Eric that comes to help him out again.
Yeah, they talk, and Eric helps Teevee out yet again. He talks to
the desk sergeant, I think.
The person that was there in charge.
More or less the officer that's bringing charges against Teevee.
Whatever, the person in charge, and gets him out. So yeah, and then Peter and Harris have a real big talk. And argue in the end, like it turns into an argument over Lois. Like Peter really doesn't want Harris involved with Lois at all, and Harris is pretty much just.
Yeah, he's basically telling Lois is going through too much right now, and that he should back off because of it. And Harris basically tells him to kiss his ass because he doesn't think that that's what it has to do with it all. He thinks that Peter just doesn't like him, and I think. Well, Harris has a good appraisal of the situation. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, and then the elderly woman who got jumped backed up Teevee story. So he is officially good to go.
Yeah.
So then Eric and Sunny talk.
Yeah, and then we have Sunny who is a black guy make a racist remark, which of all people. He should know better, and that's exactly what Eric tells him. He makes a racist remark about Teevee, and Eric calls him on it.
Then Eric and Teevee fly back to Teevee's friends awaiting him. So they kind of just walk off. And Elsie and Eric have the absolute most perfect moment ever. It's so adorable. I just want to jump in the TV screen and hug them. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, Elsie, with her, this is her way, we get this, like, she didn't overact at all, she's very simple, but this is, like, what made her lines so powerful sometimes. She just says, did he do something bad? And he goes, no, he got mixed up with some bad people. She says...
But he could be a bad person.
bad person someday, right? And he goes, yeah. And then she goes, you're a good person. And just when she says that, you know, it just hits you right here. She's, you know, got that power.
Yeah,
in her
well, also,
life.
and it's not just that; it's the way like that they look at each other and how they kind of walk off together.
Eric says sometimes.
Like I thought, I'm not sure, but I think that the actors definitely had a good connection or chemistry on set to pull off like scenes like this. I always have these great Eric Elsie moments. Like those two are one of the better moment people. I don't know. Sorry, bad phrasing. Okay.
It's fine.
Eric and Teevee talk. Teevee is really obviously upset. He's thinking Eric's leaving because Eric's being very cryptic, so he's just like...
Yeah, he's pulling the spoiled brat routine
so at first he's kind of just being cryptic, you know, and then he's just kind of like, almost like just kind of throws a temper tantrum and it's like, well, I'm getting out of here one day. What do you care? You're leaving anyways.
Yeah.
But you can tell, like, he really cares about him, so...
Yeah, it's kind of telling that Teevee cares to come in and check in on Eric to see if he's...
And it's telling that Eric cares. He canceled his trip for Teevee, and it caused issues with him and Sarah. Like, him and Sarah were, like, arguing about it a little bit. So it did cause issues for him, and still he went for Teevee. So yeah, Michelle kisses Eric's cheek. And Eric looks like maybe I might like Michelle.
Yeah.
That's the kind of look I got. So yeah, I guess that's it.
It took some by surprise, that's for sure. Yeah, that's it for the episode.
So yeah, our question. I guess we'll go for some questions. So Willie lost Sam's axe. So this is the first time this has happened. Do you think Michelle actually organized a search party? Or do you think it was something that she just said as a joke?
I think it was kind of a joke, although I'm sure she took it seriously.
But do you think she organized a search party for the axe?
No, I think she just investigated and looked for it herself.
Really?
Personally, I don't know. But
I was kind of picturing the whole town looking for it. I was kind of like...
Well, I pictured it, but I don't think it happened.
I was picturing it and laughing and loving it, so... but yeah,
Okay, I guess, so what do you think would have happened if Eric would have taken the job with Sunny and left right now?
What would have happened, or... I don't know, but
Do you think the community would have been better off or worse?
I don't know, but I don't think it's Teevee's ready for Eric to be gone.
Yeah, I think he needs that father figure.
Needs Eric a little longer. So yeah, what do you guys think? How about what do you guys think about Teevee and Eric's relationship? Do you think Teevee could use him a little longer? Let us know. Now, we had a trivia kind of questionnaire for our questions on our Facebook page this week. It was very difficult. Our next one will be a little easier. This one was just a super hard one. I wanted to see who...
We wanted to test the waters a little bit.
I wanted to see who really knew some super hard stuff.
There's some obscure stuff here, but, you know, it's all relevant.
Okay, so Shirley Hamilton... She is our trivia winner. Congratulations. And Rob Trainer, you got the bonus point. I had put in a question about who was not an only child, and I listed Hannah Kennedy, and she was supposed to be not an only child. But you made a point of saying Charlie Muskrat got adopted into the family, and even though Hannah was died before, so they're still technically siblings. And it could eliminate Hannah as an only child. So, even though I did think about that and I didn't count it in my head, I'm giving you a bonus point because you definitely thought outside of the box.
Yeah, good work, man. Then we pretty much knew that Shirley was probably going to win.
We had some other people come close, but yeah, it was the last question of who Sarah's mother was. Now, we'll actually find that out in season 2. Again, I always point it out on the episode. But her name is Catherine Ann Burkett, and you see her headstone, and that's all you see. So it was a very difficult one.
So that's it for this week's episode.
Yeah. Tune in with us next week for Season 1, Episode 16, Fire.